to the bench.
Hola, everyone. Buenos noches.
It's
Bienvenido a Crash and Burn. Like that?
That was good.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good.
Welcome,
Miguel. Oh.
Welcome, everybody, to our show. I'm Mike. Soy Miguel, and I am your host. With me is my usual suspects. Erica, how are you tonight?
Bien. Oh.
Y Senor Andy.
Bonjour. I took French in high school. I didn't take Spanish. Damn it! Why didn't I take Spanish?
Glenn and Leah, how are you guys tonight?
I'm going to give you a hello because I cheated in Spanish class all through high school and didn't.
Because I'm American.
More of it.
This is America. I say hello in America. Come on, one day of the year we can say hello.
Hola.
I failed 4 years of French, so.
Oh, so last week's show we had Mr. Ian Strimbeck on, which was awesome. We had all kinds of questions, and we got cool stuff coming up. So if you're listening live on the show, which you should be, head over to gunchannels.com/crashandburn and join us in the chat room. Ask your questions, do everything there. If you commenting, we all watch it, so good stuff. And we'll see you over there, and we'll hope you like tonight's show. Sponsors for this month are Clean Snatch Soap. Crash and Burn is the code you can use for 15% off any of their products. X8 Tactical and StickNoEvil.com. Check all those guys out. And yeah, so like I said, we had last week's show. We had Ian Strimbeck on. Everything was good. We learned a lot. Very, very great insight to the training. I know we've had a lot of trainers on, but Ian's a very good friend of mine, and I think he does great work. He's got a good head on his shoulders. So
Ian has managed to stay above the bullshit, I think.
yeah, for years.
Yeah. He hasn't. Yeah, it's great. Love his attitude.
Definitely. Yeah, so before we get started, all of us now, except for Glenn, have been challenged in the 22 push-ups. Erica just challenged Leah, and we've challenged several of our friends and guests already, Vanna, and it's great to watch her do the push-ups.
She's killing it.
She's
Yeah.
Vanna.
Camera angles.
Yeah, we like Vanna's boobs.
I think everyone with big boobs should just challenge everyone with big boobs, and that's it.
That's a good idea.
And then just
I think Vanna should do.
Right, camera forward.
Vanna should do a push-up video after doing face swap with Brandon. It's hilarious.
That would be great.
Um,
I think Vanna is the only one that I've challenged that has gone through with it.
so far?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Really?
doing this for 6 days now, and Vanna's the only one. Way to go, everybody else.
Yeah, today's my 8th day. Last night, Kleck came over and helped me with my breaks, and then we did our push-ups here together. It was fun.
But to be fair, I did challenge our friend Karen out in Albany, and she, instead of doing it, she did donate. So she did post that up. So
yeah, I'm going to donate when I'm done.
Leah, don't let me down.
I'm going to get through all of it and then
Do we want
donate.
to explain what the push-ups are for, in case anyone doesn't know?
Yeah, so the 22 push-ups for 22 days is for the 22kill.com, and it basically is the it honors those who served and raises awareness for veteran suicide. And the reason the number is 22 is on average 22 veterans commit suicide a day.
And it's not about the type of push-up or how you do the push-up. It's just the fact that you're bringing awareness. Because I know a lot of people make comments on the videos like, elbows
Especially
in,
Mike's.
bring your chest all the way down to the floor. It's not about, or get off your knees, because that's what I hear a lot, but not from Mike. There you go. Glenn got it. And it's not about the type
Glenn
of
gets it.
I've had a lot of people go, I can't do push-ups. It's not about how fast or how good your form is. It's just that you're doing it and you're raising awareness for it.
Yes. Yeah,
Unless you're Chris Tran.
yes,
it's
Chris
all about form.
Tran kills it.
Well, yes.
Doing it with children on his back.
Dude's an animal. Love it.
Yeah, one of his latest ones was crazy. And actually, the guy who challenged me, James from Last Ditch Effort, did his on lunch today on 2 pipes.
Oh,
Okay, well, for them, it's how they do the push-up, and I'm grading them every time.
Right.
So step it up.
Yeah, so once again, join us on gunchannels.com/crashandburn and get in on the chat room. So today is Cinco de Mayo, as evidenced by our intro here, and we will be doing some tequila shots on the show in a little bit here. It's also, yesterday was May the 4th be with you, so today is Revenge of the 5th. With that, I'm going to throw it over to Erica for our news topic.
All right.
What do you got?
So today, the Secretary of Health and Human Services and the Commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration announced that e-cigarettes are going to be regulated and treated just like all other tobacco products, including cigarettes, hookahs, all that kind of stuff. So they obviously the rule isn't going into effect immediately because these e-cigarettes have to come up to code and make sure that they're doing everything that this regular tobacco industry is doing. But it's obviously going to cause some to have some issues. And
yeah, there's actually some hoopla. I first saw it from my friend Shane from Fusion, posted it.
so what are they saying? What are they worried about? What's their big?
I don't know. I think it's the government intervention in it may cause the prices to go crazy. You know,
Just like how the tobacco is?
yeah. Or is it really a push from the tobacco company? You know, underhandedly getting the FDA involved so that they can push a majority of the vape businesses out.
So the FDA is saying that the reason why they're doing it is because they're not really sure how safe e-cigarettes are and the risks involved. So they really want to make sure that everything's being, monitored. There's no potential health risks for e-cigarettes, which I don't know why everybody's jumping all over the e-cigarettes.
All of us, and I'm going to go on a little bit of a tirade here.
Well, you vape, so
Well, yeah, I'm going to go on a huge tirade because all of a sudden it became fucking uncool to vape. Nobody vaped to try to be cool. And people vape to quit cigarettes or to prevent them from smoking cigarettes. And, I get tagged in these funny videos and shit of, vaping a dildo and this and that. And, it's all, and funny, the person that tags me in it, Dirty Dan, used to vape.
Well, he vapes, and
then
then
he goes back to smoking.
and then he goes back to smoking, which
maybe
when he
he'll go
does
back
that, he
to vaping.
stinks.
But, why are we making fun of the people that are attempting to quit cigarettes and smoking cigarettes? Those of you who smoke cigarettes, you're not badass. You're just killing yourself.
Is it the same thing, like those of you that don't have beards are less manly? Because didn't we talk about this last week about how you grow beards for each other? So if you smoke real cigarettes, you're more manly?
I think vaping is similar. Sorry, I'm echoey. Vaping is similar to smoking. It enhances what you already are. If you're a nerd that doesn't know how to hold your cigarette, you look like a nerd who doesn't know how to hold a cigarette. It's the same thing for vaping. That's my thought. If you're already a nerd, you look like a nerd.
How does the FDA just randomly decide that they're going to regulate something? Doesn't there have to be a law passed?
Hang on, guys. I'm watching a video.
Oh, you're watching Vanna. You're creeping on the show. Oh my gosh.
Should I
You
share
see how
it?
Vanna goes all the way down to the
Look
ground
who's
with
first
her
like.
boobs?
Look who's first like.
Oh, Glenn, complete creeper. Come on.
Really?
They all talked about it before I liked it.
Oh, I'm sure.
She's doing great. She looks great. She's got
Yeah,
good
no.
boobs. But Vanna's gonna kill you guys.
Yeah, say something bad about it.
Vanna has actually said she's going to kill me a couple different times.
I believe it.
I will
Probably.
I just sent a message to Brandon and said he needs to listen to the show. That's funny. For those of you who don't know who Vanna is that we're talking about, she's Brandon's wife who owns Always Outnumbered. Good friends of ours, so I know they know it's in good fun. So yeah, that's my tirade on it. The FDA getting involved in it is probably going to be the same as a government agency getting involved in anything.
Well, they're claiming it's all for your health and everything like that. They say.
Well, what
that,
are they going to regulate? They're going to regulate the device. They're going to regulate just the juice. They're going to regulate just the nicotine side of it.
I don't know.
What are they going to regulate?
Well, speaking of the devices, haven't you heard recently that the ones that are coming like from China and stuff have been like blowing up?
That's
Yeah,
just
It's
a
not. It's not. You're right. Exactly what Andy says. It's not actually the devices, because a lot of them are. Most of them are made overseas: Taiwan, China, Japan. The batteries. The biggest problem people were having was they'd keep their extra batteries in their pockets with change, and they would short circuit the battery in their pocket and it would explode in their pants.
Oof.
Just like if you were to take your RC car LiPo battery, it would blow up in your face.
What do they call that?
And Andy, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's happened to people for RC stuff.
absolutely.
Pocket. There was a guy that he had it in his hand. He took it out of. He just
And what
got
it did was the battery exploded. The device was bad, and it short-circuited the short-boarded the battery.
Okay, so it was a bad device.
Yes. But a lot of the previous to the one you're just seeing,
Mm-hmm.
like in the vape groups and stuff, the big thing was people would put batteries in their pockets and it would explode.
I'm curious if this legislation, if they're treating them like cigarettes, does that mean you won't be able to use them in bars anymore?
Ooh.
The better
I wonder-
question is, are they going to start taxing them like cigarettes?
Yeah, that would be shitty.
Yeah.
Because you buy a pack of cigarettes and like 80% of the cost is tax. So how long till vape juice costs $11 a bottle?
Right. Yeah. Is it going to be taxed? Is it?
You be taxed.
You Erica and Glenn, you guys were discussing was it you or you and Dirty Dan discussing like the patch and Chantix and stuff?
Oh yeah, some of those drugs are really bad. But I guarantee you,
It can make you go nuts or something.
Really bad, but the government will give them to you for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they're going to tax it because they're going to start regulating it, and then they're going to say, well, we should put a minor tax on it to pay for the regulation.
Right.
And then it's going to be like, well, we'll tax it a little bit more to convince people to quit, and then it's going to be 80% tax again.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I just started reading more through this article that I found. The new rule will require companies to show what is in the products, excluding those that have been on the market since before 2007. So you have pre-ban stuff now.
Pre-ban vape juice.
There must have been a law passed in 2007.
Hmm.
On a kind of related note, did you hear that they raised the age limit, or they are raising it in California to 21 for smoking?
You did
Really?
see that.
I didn't see that.
So maybe they'll do the same thing with a vape also.
They're also
And by the way, Vanna is watching. So say hi, Vanna. Hi.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm watching. That doesn't sound like she's happy.
No.
We love you, Vanna. Back to the quick second. I see the one positive I could see is in the regulation of the juice. You don't know what you're getting. Small shops make their own juice, and you're putting trust in them essentially. So
Well, there was that first big go round about what was the chemical that was in them, and then most of them
Formaldehyde?
stopped doing
was it? There was.
Methyl alpha
Frick.
ketone. You know,
I think it's MEK.
I don't know.
A friend of mine who is in the know on these kinds of things uses one for marijuana. So I asked him, because obviously you can't buy weed juice, where do you get marijuana vape juice? Apparently they soak the marijuana in butane, and that is what you're vaping.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
that's
So that's scary.
don't
That's
do that.
awful. Yeah.
Please.
Oh, Brandon just said send him the link. I'm gonna send him the link. He wants to watch.
Watch. Have him come on.
He's at work.
Yeah. We could have just Vanna on.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Yeah,
She'd be hilarious, actually. Yeah. So, how soon are they moving on this?
They said they were giving it a little bit. That's
So
how.
we'll see.
Yeah, vague.
It's super vague,
vague.
super vague.
It reminds me of some of our Safe Act stuff.
Oh yeah.
they're probably going to have to do their 90 days of public comment, and then 90 days of lawyer review, and then 90 days law, and then 90 days of rules, and then eventually one day all of a sudden you'll see a press release and it happens.
And then the legislature will go to summer break for 3 months, and then they'll fight
See,
about
this reminds me of the FCC with the drones right now. They're trying. They see that there's an issue, kind of like they see an issue with vaping, and they don't know what to do. So they're just saying, well, okay, everyone has to register it, and we'll kind of go from there.
Right. So we all paid our $5 to register and get a number. Now
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
they-
What does that do? It does
Right.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You got your security blanket.
Yep. Yeah, that's ridiculous. So, well, that's good news. Hopefully, we'll find out more. Maybe we can even get Shane to come on as a guest,
Yeah,
and we could talk a little bit about it.
or one of our local people. We know a bunch of people who do the. They
Oh
run
yeah,
it,
we actually got a local guy that owns a shop
Mhm.
that you've been working with on stickers and stuff. So, so let's talk about this free triangle. We all saw it on Facebook today.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like saying appalled, but I don't want to say I'm offended because I'm not offended, but it was shocking.
I'm shocked and appalled.
Right. So
I went to Instagram. It looks like they took it down.
it's down.
I could not find it on the Onion's Instagram.
Okay. So hopefully enough people shared it. I don't know if you can find it.
I found an article that had.
There it is.
The article that's in our notes here, guys, I posted it. Leah, if you want to, here, I'll post the link in Gun Channels. But basically, it was the Onion reposted, and I say reposted from Clickhole, which they actually own, and it was a picture of a young girl, obviously crying and holding a folded up American flag from a deceased veteran, and it said at the top, "Fuck yeah, free triangle," and that's like super offensive. And there's the article I put up, a lot of people replied to it, very pissed off at the Onion, and I saw a lot of people share it on Facebook. I don't know, what are you guys' thoughts on it?
Well, I want to know what were they trying to do with it? When I first saw it, I thought it was a joke on something that they were trying to do, and then I was trying to look for like, well, what are you trying to prove with this? This isn't just a joke. I thought I saw like I was going to see this thing, and then they were going to go into some tirade about how it really wasn't free, but I didn't. I was very confused.
Yeah, and a lot of people commented all over their Instagram, including Griffin Armament, who we know in the industry, basically totally calling them out. Glenn, you said it's down now off their Instagram?
I looked probably through the last 30 or 40 Instagrams, and it wasn't on there. And they only shared it a couple days. So
I think it's kind of symptomatic of a culture that everybody talks about how much we support the troops, but in the end, people don't want their kids to join the military, and high school guidance counselors tell kids not to join the military.
How in the fuck did it get 6,360 likes?
Because we live in a culture full of immature assholes. Like, when I think of the kids right now that I watch walking past my house every day that are in high school, they're not joining the military. They have no idea what's going on outside of their little bubble.
Sure. Either way, it's crazy offensive.
So
what were they trying to? What was their point of it? Just, I mean, at first I was like, "Fuck yeah, America, the triangle." I'm like, wait a minute, no, that's not what they're saying. They're just saying, "Oh, I got this free triangle, and it's shaped like a flag."
I mean, I think it's the Onion. That's kind of their thing. They make jokes with no explanation.
Well, they do, but yeah, I don't know what their point was in it.
So this is where I thought the initial joke was very. I don't want to use the word offensive because I don't want to be one of those people that's offended by everything, but I thought it was in very poor taste. What I also thought was in very, very poor taste was the number of posts I saw where people reposted it or they referenced it and they said, "Everybody who follows me, go get them, attack them. These guys deserve to die." That's like, if you disagree with something, that's fine, and you can voice that. But some of the things that people posted on there is unfucking acceptable. I saw one where the other day I looked at it. One of the comments on their Instagram was, "I'm gonna burn your fucking houses down." That's not okay. I'm a veteran. I think the picture was completely in poor taste. It was unacceptable. But I'm not gonna do that. The way people reacted was almost as bad as what it was.
Yeah.
And that actually almost pissed me off more because the kind of people who reacted negatively to it, the conservative kind of people, always complain about putting something on Facebook and people jumping down their throat about stuff. They went and did the same thing on this. I was really hoping that they would rise above it, and it kind of pissed me off that they didn't.
I don't like that they said it, but they have every right to say it.
No, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
They do. But at the same time, you kind of have to be better than what you're trying to be against sometimes.
Yeah.
And posting, "You're a communist, I'm going to burn your house down," doesn't get your point across very well.
It doesn't, but then there are things like this guy said, "Somewhere a tree is working hard to produce oxygen for your truly worthless ass. I hope it's harvested and shoved firmly up your ass." It's witty, at least.
But there were people who reposted it on Instagram, and literally their comment was, "Go get them, guys."
Yeah.
And I felt like that was the inappropriate response.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunately that is the, and I'm sure you saw it from probably somebody in the firearms industry. That's very typical of what you see of the people in that industry. And you know, it may not be the Onion, but the next day it may be the company accidentally posted something or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I thought the initial thing was terrible. It was completely in poor taste. I know guys whose family have been given that flag. It was terrible. But to respond in an equally terrible manner doesn't do you any good.
Yeah. So no, I agree with that.
It was kind of a double blow for me, honestly.
Yeah. Tell me about this ghetto gun-wielding lady, Leah.
Oh my God, you guys. So I think it's common knowledge now that Glenn and I don't work in a or don't live in a great neighborhood, obviously. But today I was up in my attic taking some pictures, and I had the windows open because it was hot up there, and you can see all of Culver Road from my attic. So I hear a door slam, and a guy starts shouting. So obviously I looked out the window, because if you're going to why listen to a train wreck when you can watch it? So I don't know if she cut him off or if he was like tailgating her, so she slammed on the brakes. I don't know what started the altercation exactly. I think she cut him off. But he gets out of the car and starts screaming and yelling about how she needs someone to teach her some respect. And he gets all up in her face, and she's standing there, and she's getting all up in his face, and she's screaming and yelling, and he's screaming and yelling. And her friend that was with her is trying to, like, pull her back and be like, come on, be a reasonable adult human being, please. We're in the middle of Culver Road. Literally, they just stopped their vehicles in the center of Culver Road. And this is a pretty busy intersection all the time. And they're screaming and yelling, and she reaches her hand, not like in her belt, down inside of her pants, and comes out with a revolver in her hand. And she's in the middle of Culver Road, and like anyone who's local knows, it's a busy area. There's tons of houses, tons of people. There's a medical center across the street. Like, it's a busy area.
Cops up and down the street constantly.
Constantly. She's got a freaking revolver in her hand, and she's waving it around and screaming at him and pointing it at him. So he turns, gets back in the truck, and goes and pulls around her to, like, pass her and leave. And she takes the pistol, and she, like, slams it into the back of his pickup truck. So now he's got a nice little dent. And she's still got the freaking gun in her hand. So she hits the back of his truck with the gun. He drives off. She sticks it, like, I'm not exaggerating, elbow fucking deep into her pants. Gets back in her car and pulls off.
Oh, just another day in Rochester.
Yeah, it was really, and all I could think of was like, you are one of those people that makes the rest of us look bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he has a pistol permit.
Definitely not.
Yeah, that's probably not legal, I'm guessing.
What color was the revolver?
Silver.
Silver. Well, no, because if it's black, it's definitely a Smith & Wesson 38.
It's a piece, Glenn, when it's...
I'm sorry. It's a gap.
Yeah. So don't mess with that lady.
Apparently.
That guy's definitely got a gun-shaped dent in the back of his pickup truck.
That's our neighborhood is interesting.
So yeah, that is my story.
That's good. We've got a story too.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about it last week. We forgot to. So my son, our son Alex,
He's in kindergarten.
In kindergarten, they have this stuffed animal.
He's a raccoon.
Named Chester, and if they're good or something, right, they get to take it home.
Every child
for the
gets
weekend.
to take Chester home during the school year for the weekend, and he comes with like a little diary, some books, and you're supposed to like take pictures of things that you did with Chester through the weekend, like, oh, you went to eat with Chester, he came to watch me play soccer, or we read Chester a book, and you write about it in there.
Right.
The kids get really excited about it. They love putting the pictures in. You can put as many as you want, whatever you want to do, and then that's your page, and then the rest of the families follow suit, and you get to see where Chester's been in his travels and blah, 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 blah.
Right. So Alex, I had him at work that day for a little bit, and it was a Saturday, I think.
Yeah,
and so
I was really excited.
I took him to Subway. We took pictures of Chester in front of Subway, and we came back, and Alex wanted to take a picture of Chester with the guns.
At the shop. Working
Cool.
at the shop.
So we took a picture, we printed it out, right? And you taped it into it?
Yeah, I taped it into it. I don't even have a copy of the original.
Yeah.
But we did a couple. We had one of Alex, and he had all of his other stuffed animals with Chester. He had another one of him and Chester sharing a snack, him and Chester going to Subway, and him and Chester at Mike's shop, which was right in front of the Gallotech wall.
Yeah, the wall of guns.
So we put that in there, and this was back in February, March. Send it back to school.
March, probably.
Never heard anything. So he got to take Chester home again because he was extra special good or something. We went back to look at the thing because we were looking at everybody else's, what everybody else did, and I saw the picture, and they cut, like X-Acto knife, cut Alex and Chester out of the picture, took the background out, and then re-put it back into the book. And I said to Alex, I was like,
unbelievable.
what happened? He's like, we're not allowed to have guns at school. I'm like, but it was a picture of you at the shop working with Chester. Teacher said we're not allowed to bring guns to school. So
it's New York teachers brainwashing kids. You'd think that would probably fly down south. It would be much more normal.
I feel like this is the whole, it's just like abstinence with kids. Removing them from their existence, from their little world, doesn't mean guns and teenage pregnancy don't exist.
It would have been a great teachable moment to talk about, well, Alex, what do you tell the rest of the kids what you're supposed to do? You know, yeah, don't touch them. I talk to my parents.
It wasn't even, it would have been interesting because when we wrote out the paragraph about Alex going to work with Dad, it was like he said, because he always calls it the shop. He doesn't call it the gun store or anything like that. He's like, right in there, I went to the shop with Chester. We helped at the shop today. So that's what I wrote. I didn't write gun store. I didn't write All-Star Tactical. I didn't say we sold firearms. It would be interesting if we wrote that to see if they would have erased it.
Mm. That's true.
My son calls it the machine gun factory.
Better. That's better. Maybe we should start doing that. I don't want him to get in trouble because of stuff that we do, but I don't.
Yeah. We're not going to push the issue because we don't want him to have any repercussions because of it, but
it's kind of sucky you have to be like that, though.
It was a picture. It was a picture of the shotgun stocks. It wasn't even...
Yeah, there probably weren't even that many guns out.
No, they were literally the stocks. There was no actual firing device, firing pin. There was nothing there. It was stocks. And they cut it out.
It's the whole movement in education to edit thought. They don't actually teach you anything. They just teach you what they want you to think.
So then my question went to immediately, are shooting teams now like illegal at school in New York? Like I know we don't have them, but are they like illegal? Because
there's some private schools who still have them in our area.
In our area?
Yes.
Public schools don't because they can't get any public funding for them, and they cannot do it on school grounds.
Mm.
That concerns me, though. Like, what are they saying about? Are they just saying nothing about guns in school? Are they just pretending they don't exist?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they talking negatively about them? Like, how? You're just pretending they don't exist?
They ignore them, and then when they do come up, they treat them in a negative way, which in effect reinforces the negative view.
That's not fair, though, because what a contradictory thing for a 6-year-old, 8-year-old to see. Like, he sees guns in a positive way every day, safely and responsibly handled. And then his teacher is telling him that that's wrong. That's not okay.
Yeah, no, they choose what they want you to hear and what they want you to learn. They don't actually teach you to think.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. So it really is that bad. Like if you were to draw a picture of a gun, oh my gosh, erase it, cut it out, act like it doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, like think of like a little kid that goes hunting with his parents. If they're like, draw a picture of what you could do with your parents this weekend.
Yeah.
You can't draw a picture of what they do with their parents.
No, they'll get in trouble. They'll get in trouble, and that sucks because I don't want to back down to this, but I don't want my kid to get in trouble because
we're going to push the issue.
Yeah, that's not fair to him.
And unfortunately, there's a good chance that'll happen. I mean, when I was in school, I had negative experiences with teachers because of my involvement in firearms and military.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I failed a class because the teacher was from Berkeley and hated me and called me a baby killer.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you kill any babies, Glenn?
No.
At that time, did you?
Well, not yet.
Yeah.
But no.
This guy's a dick then.
Yeah.
No. She went like I had like B's and C's on every, or not sorry, B's and A's on every assignment until like 3 weeks into the course when she found out I was a veteran, and all of a sudden my grades plummeted to D's. And every single time something like even remotely, she'd like call me out in the class.
My daughter rocks her All-Star tactical shirts at school.
Yeah,
And
my
they're good with
neighbor,
it?
you guys know my neighbor Kevin.
So
his
far.
son,
Yep.
his son Maverick rocks our stuff.
But he gets in trouble. They ask him
he
to
has
turn the
asked him
shirt
to turn
inside out and
before.
all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So does Skylar deal with that?
Wait till they see her senior picture.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Can we get a giant framed one for the shop?
I think the Chris will probably be in that one. I think that would be a good one for that.
And we need to have her in a girls' Liberty shirt.
Well, it makes
Yeah,
me.
we got to do a good photo shoot.
Definitely.
We've got a few gun T-shirts for our kids and stuff from other manufacturers and stuff, and
Yeah.
I haven't put them into their circulation yet.
They make you like when we go down to the NRA show this year, in the NRA store. You've been down to the NRA store before with me. They sell kids' clothes
No, I know.
because kids will buy NRA.
Their whole zero tolerance policy, it gets overblown with the Pop-Tarts and look at the clouds and there's a gun and anything. I mean, it's their zero tolerance policy, and yeah, what can we do about it?
Instead of turning these moments into teachable moments
Education, right?
and use it to maybe educate the class or talk about something, they just shut it down and shove it into a dark hole and make the kid feel like crap.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been evidence of like kids wearing like Marine shirts because their dad's a Marine and their grandfather was a Marine and their uncle's a Marine.
Proud of that.
Yeah.
Told that they're not allowed to wear that to school. And it's like, I'm 17, I want to join the Marine Corps, and my entire family's been in the Marine Corps, and you're not going to wear the shirt because you say it's bad.
Yeah.
So you told me that my entire family is bad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just the whole oversensitization. Don't offend anyone. If you make finger guns, you'll get suspended from school.
Where did
It's all the
where
same.
did the chalk touch you?
Show me on the doll.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brandon from Always That Number says, "Send me Chester and I'll cut his fucking head off and mail it back to that commie teacher."
Please, please.
Oh, it wasn't Chester's fault.
Definitely not Chester's
I think
fault, but that
Chester
would be
liked the
hilarious.
guns.
I'm sure he did. He wanted to shoot him.
I know.
Oh, all right. So what's for Cinco de Mayo? What's everybody drinking tonight? Andy, what do you got?
I have some Corona Extras and my Jose Cuervo.
I love those little splits. Ooh.
They're
Nice.
so cute little bottles.
Has anybody
That's
got a
really
Corona regular?
What?
That is Corona regular.
But all Coronas says extra on it. Is there a Corona regular?
I don't think
There's a
so.
Corona Light.
The
There's
Corona
a light.
Okay. So what's the extra?
It's extra special.
Well, if
Extra,
it's not regular, how can it be special?
extra especial.
It's like Milwaukee's Best. Is there a Milwaukee's?
Milwaukee's worst.
Milwaukee's okay.
Out of business, though.
So I'm opening up this Espelon Tequila Blanco. I'm gonna pour a little bit for me and Ari. While I'm doing that, Glenn and Leah, what are you guys drinking?
We are Dos Sexies.
You're Dos Sexies? I knew that already.
We are the most interesting people alive.
That tequila that Mike and Ari are drinking is the thing that me and Max drank at Christmas.
Max.
Oh,
Did anybody get pregnant that night?
Young
Did you-
children's minds.
Did him?
Her little cousin, who's 16.
He's actually in Skylar's class at Brighton.
Yeah, he's in Skylar's class. Me and him drank an entire bottle of that at Christmas.
Great.
And by me and him, he drank most of it.
And his parents were there to give him this, of course.
Yeah.
His parent was there, but Glenn was giving
Yeah.
it to him.
Well, as long as his parent was there, that's fine.
His
All right.
parent was aware.
Well, happy Cinco de Mayo to you guys.
Cheers.
Si, senor.
Cheers.
Kiki.
I need
It's
another
bad
one.
luck if you don't actually take
There
a
was
sip.
enough.
Oh, I'm gonna puke.
That's good. What did you take a shot of, Andy?
Cuervo.
Oh, Cuervo. That's good.
That's really good. You get the big one next time.
That's good.
I'm getting some later.
Ugh.
Andy.
That's why me and Lee have a standing don't drink tequila at the same time policy.
That's smart.
What?
There's
What
so
are we
many
doing?
kids that have probably been procreated from tequila.
I really want some pickle juice with that.
Are we gonna talk about how much Trump likes Mexico? So he's drinking a Corona right now.
Is he drinking a Corona? I saw him eating a taco shell.
I'm sure he's drinking a Corona right now.
Yeah.
He had a big burrito salad today.
Eric and I went to a local Mexican restaurant for lunch today. It was delicious. I
You
ate,
guys, Donald Trump's
we
has got
Taco Bell.
Go there and tell him.
We go to Taco
we
Bell.
went to Los Gallos in.
Do you guys consider a Taco Bell a Mexican restaurant?
No,
no. Although it was started in Mexico.
no, it's
It's definitely Americanized by now.
So's
Oh my
most.
God.
Moe's
The
and Chipotle.
nacho.
It's like that Tex-Mex, you know.
Yeah.
it's not
Although-
Mexican. It's delicious.
Not even
I will
Tex.
talk about.
Like
Although according to this Wikipedia article, Cinco de Mayo isn't really that Mexican either.
no, it's not.
No, it's not at all. It's like St. Patrick's Day. It's an excuse for Americans to drink our sorrow.
Yeah.
What's the one with the sugar skulls and stuff? Dia de los Muertos?
Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead.
That is a real holiday.
That's
Yes.
cool. That would be awesome to go to Mexico for.
Yeah, how come we didn't pick that one up?
That's the 2nd of November.
Yep. Usually right around my birthday.
Right after Halloween.
Yeah. That would be fun. Scary in Mexico, but fun.
Yes.
Andy's got an awesome product to talk about tonight. For
It's
guns.
amazing.
Oh, we're going to Guns and Gear already?
Already. What
You're
are
the
we
only one that need a beer.
Well, we have no.
We have a
Oh,
guest
that's right.
tonight.
We don't have a guest or anything.
No, we're
Awesome.
doing the guest every other week now, so we can ramble on about stuff.
I like rambling. Okay, Glenn brought this up to me. I didn't know this was a product, and I haven't ordered it yet because, well, first of all, because it sucks. The grip shot. Have you guys heard about the grip shot?
No.
Glenn has.
Yep, we all saw it.
Well,
Yeah.
no, we all haven't saw it.
Accessory of all time.
Erica
Basically-
hasn't seen it yet. I'm gonna pull it up.
It's a holster. It's a mounting bracket for your holster, so you can mount either your Safariland or another crappy holster onto your firearm.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you can mount your pistol. Yes. What? Mount your pistol on your 5.56 or your 308 or anything else. It's just so stupid.
You want me to play the video, Andy?
Yes.
Which one? They're all so awesome.
Shot versus traditional off their website.
Yeah, watch how slow is the one where the guy draws.
The one that draws like the 1911, like
I
Just-
believe so. Can I add it right into the YouTube app, or how's that work? No, I guess
I
not.
hate descriptions that just use a bunch of like buzzy, stupid business words.
Yeah.
What the fuck is a versatile modular platform system? No one knows what that is.
Yeah, I don't get it.
it's
You guys
guaranteed.
see this or no?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, this is great. So they're showing two guys, one with the grip shot. One guy purposely just goes so slow for his holster that he doesn't even know how to use.
Alright. Stand by. Up.
Puts it down, thinks about it for a little bit.
Up.
Guy's a little gun happy with the grip shot too. He's shooting a little too many times.
Yeah.
Well, when you have a grip
The other
shot,
guy went super slow.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Why did they describe SHOT Show as the Vegas convention? These people are just... Wait a minute.
I just pulled a picture of it for Leah. And
Actually, yeah, can you put up a picture? I don't understand this.
Let's see. Photo.
See what I'm looking at. I don't get it. Explain it to me.
so
It's literally like the holster that an outside the way. Think of a holster that Andy makes.
Oh, now I get it. There's a gun in there.
Yeah.
Put it right on the side of the gun.
I get it.
so instead of having to draw your gun from your hip, you can draw your gun from your gun.
Or you can just shoot it right through the holster because there's that handy dandy
No, you can't
hole.
because the trigger.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, that would actually make more sense.
Right.
It would.
So you have to draw that and then drop your other gun.
Yes.
Your higher.
What if you forget and you actually drop your primary first, and then you're like, oh shit.
What?
Well, that's okay because you'll still have a gun on your side because it's not to replace your pistol. It's an addition to.
Yes.
Oh.
The
It's
second
an extra
one.
pistol, so you don't have to carry 2 pistols on your belt. You can carry 1 on your gun.
Well, you know, us crazy conservative gun nuts, we can never have too many of them.
Right.
So.
But when you're carrying your gun with a sling, someone could just grab that and be like, "I got your
Stop
pistol."
it.
Pew pew pew.
That's a lot of
Stop trying to make sense.
put on
Leah.
your rifle too. I don't want to carry any more weight than I have to.
In the words of Exhibit, hey man, I heard you like guns, so I put a gun on your gun so you can have gun while you gun.
Well, Ari, they address your concern with it being too heavy, and
Okay.
according to them, you just shouldn't be a woman about it.
Oh,
Got it.
That's
Yeah.
actually a quote from one of their videos.
are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And you know what? I will say that, and I'll let my alpha group know on Facebook that we are not woman enough or man enough to have that holster.
I feel like I'm
No
gonna be
important women in the firearms industry in that group at all.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm
something
woman enough to
something
never carry something that's stupid.
something that just pissed me off. I went to their website. I was looking at their testimonials. Do you know who Dale Comstock is?
I do.
Yeah. So he says it's a viable option that lends itself to another tool in your toolbox. It's blah blah blah. And then the one below that is Chris Kyle commenting on the product.
Oh, have some class, man.
No shit. Looks great. We work with a ton of cops. I will pass this on and see if anyone is interested. Chris Kyle, September 11th, 2012.
You know what
That
that
was-
is?
that was-
I send that email 15 times a day. That is the I'm not interested, leave me the fuck alone, and I'm going to let you down nicely.
That's a
email.
testimonial
Yeah, that's
of this
brush off.
product. They fucking
Yeah.
put Chris Kyle on there.
When he's just and he was not being nice.
No.
Oh my god.
It's terrible.
That's my product. That's my product of the week.
It's also $135.
For literally, like, injection molded plastic.
Oh, it's
No,
100.
that's not for the holster.
That doesn't come with a holster.
It doesn't come with a holster?
No.
Just the bracket to put your holster separately on your
You're
gun.
kidding, right?
No.
No, we're not kidding.
So you're out another $60 for a holster.
Huh.
At least.
Yeah.
At Safarilands, those are like $130 just for the holster.
Yeah. So
Well, I want to, for my guns and gear, I want to talk about the new Glock 50.
what?
That's
That
right.
can't be-
What?
You haven't seen the new Glock 50?
What the fuck, Mike?
Here, let me show you guys.
Tasers, too. Sorry.
Show you guys the new Glock 50. Why can't I pick it?
I'm gonna go get some salt for my next tequila shot.
Oh, you're doing another one now.
I had to stop at one?
No. No.
Are you judging?
No, not judging.
Okay.
Okay.
Somebody's getting pregnant.
All right. Can you guys see this? You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Your
Yeah.
screen's complicated.
Yeah.
So there you go. The Glock 50.
Bill?
It's extended shooty tube and chambered in 50 AE and 50 BMG.
Oh, it's one of those new hybrid chamberings.
Right.
Glock.
Look how long that is. Could I put that in a grip shot?
I wanted to shoot Glock nades.
Right.
When you Google Glock 50, you come up with an actual product, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
50
Brownell.
GI.
Brownell sells it.
Yeah.
Aw, you guys. Clover still doesn't know how big her head is with this thing on.
Still in the cone?
Still in the cone.
I'm so glad I got to meet her the other day, finally.
I know.
She looks like she had an ass transplant.
Glenn has been talking about since he met you how much you and Clover will get along.
Clover came and just sat by me bunch of the times during the day. It was just like, I don't know, I'm not really happy with what's going on here, so you'll just keep petting me, right?
Pretty much.
Part of your lunch.
She did eat half my lunch.
Well, you
Right
dropped her on the
Yeah, you
floor.
missed that.
I was mad because I get there, drop my lunch, and I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right, Clover, you hungry?
She gotta understand, she's got Oscar and a cat who thinks it's a dog to compete with. So whenever she sees food, she like.
It was okay. I had her. She ate all the half of my lunch, and then I get a text from Erica, hey, the cats ate the other half of your lunch.
We left it on the counter uncovered. I had cooked it, so I didn't want to just stick it into the fridge all warm because that's how bacteria grows. So I left it on the counter uncovered, and the cats had some chicken for breakfast.
so
They're
mad.
so evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Sorry.
gross tongues. Ugh, hate them.
That made me angry, so.
Well, you made a small, miserable dog happy.
Yeah.
I love her little sitting trick. She can just sit like a human forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't do the sitting trick.
Got a cat ass. She wasn't as good at it when she was in shape.
No.
No.
She got stuck under the desk trying to get that last piece of chicken, though.
Yeah, I had to help her out. Oscar got to meet Nala today.
I think
Wreck.
they're going to be best friends.
You think who are going to be best friends?
Oscar and Nala.
Yeah, they got along. I think if Nala wasn't so nervous, like if we brought the two of them to a park or our backyard, they would definitely.
Yeah. I feel like they're the same size and very similar temperaments. Good dogs. All right. So, Gunsmith.
Oh, is that we're on that already?
Now that we've ripped apart the
I'm
grip
just-
shot.
I'm just watching Erica here take more shots of tequila and liquor. All right, let's go to Ask a Gunsmith. Ask a Glensmith.
So
We need intro music.
I know. I'll make some. We need some cool intro music for our segments.
should be something Viking, like a Viking music.
Dropkick Murphy or something.
No,
Or
it's got to be German. Something angry.
or the song
Rammstein.
or the song from Aladdin.
I will show you the world.
Way
Oh.
for-
Why are we writing
Okay.
Anyway,
All right, what you got, Glenn?
for this week I got why is my gunsmith so expensive? So I kind of want to talk a little bit why a gunsmith costs what it costs. It's similar to like when you take your car to the mechanic. You got to pay for all the normal business expenses. We have to pay for keeping the lights on, rent, all the licensing, insurance, all the same stuff that a normal business has to pay for. On top of all of that, we went to school, or we apprenticed, or we learned, or we have all this knowledge that you're kind of paying for too. But honestly, one of the biggest expenses that we have as gunsmiths that people don't think about is our tools. Our tools are, everybody thinks that we kind of use normal tools. They're not really normal tools. Everything I use is like a little bit more expensive than what you get at Home Depot. Mike can tell you, knows about my screwdrivers and how excited I am about
Don't touch the screwdrivers, you guys. They're not for putting up curtains.
I take them all the time to do stuff with.
But like my just as screwdrivers example, my screwdrivers are not the same type of screwdriver that you can buy at a Home Depot or a Lowe's. Normal screwdrivers are ground at an angle so that when you put them in a screw, You're actually turning it with the top of the screw slot. Mine are ground parallel, so they turn with the whole slot, which is more expensive. It costs more. My screwdrivers probably cost 2 to 3 times as much as a normal screwdriver does.
They do still work to put up curtains, though.
Yeah, I know.
And to build gumball machines.
So just little things like that. I have to pay more for my screwdrivers. Mike knows we were trying to hunt down taps for scope bases, and for some reason the firearms industry uses a really obscure thread pattern for scope bases that no other industry uses, where if you need a standard tap, it's like $3. Our taps are like $12.
Glenn's also being slightly modest here. We also have an $8,000 lathe and drill presses and lots of equipment, not to mention all the skill and the amount of money spent in the time Glenn went to school for gunsmithing. So I encourage people to get into it, but there's a certain amount of like recovery, both in time and in the equipment that dictates that price. It's also simple supply and demand. If you're good at what you do, you want that person to be working on your guns.
You've talked about that before, though. People ask you all the time, I would love to be a gunsmith. What does it take? Just assuming that you can do it out of your garage with no experience.
Right.
And then you explain to them the time and the tools, and suddenly they're not so interested in becoming gunsmiths.
Oh, yeah. The school I went to, it was a community college, so tuition was relatively inexpensive. It was in line with what you would think like an MCC or any other community college that people are familiar with is. However, after 2 years, I probably had $10,000 in just tools and supplies that I had spent over 2 years in just the schooling. And that was like just enough to get me started. And I've probably spent that again since I got out of school. And that doesn't even cover all the guns I bought to learn how to work on.
And in gunsmithing school, you guys were given, Glenn was very lucky to go to school in Prescott, Arizona, because his school was next door to the Ruger handgun factory. And Ruger is a very, very wonderful company. And they gave their tools and their ground down files and their equipment to the school to encourage new gunsmiths to come up through that school.
They did. The Ruger supported,
which reduced a lot of the costs.
The school is actually in the old Ruger factory that the Ruger donated to the school when they built a new factory. So Ruger did a lot to support the school. But, I mean, I was using kind of the screwdrivers and the taps as kind of a easy, because people think, oh, screwdriver, it's a $2 item.
Sure.
My screwdriver is not a $2 item. My tap is not a $3 tap. And I break taps. Taps break. But when I break a tap, it's a $20 bill. It's not.
Or more. I mean, some of the ones we've ordered are $60 to $100 for a tap.
Yeah, and I'm talking about just the hand tools I use at the bench. You get into chamber reamers. I've spent $180 on a single chamber reamer that I'm going to use probably a half dozen times. So I mean, it gets very expensive. Gunsmithing it's a niche industry. So our products are not made in the quantities that they make anything else. So we have to pay a premium for stuff like that.
And you have to wait for them.
There's lead times are generally a lot longer for us than they are for any other industry. I mean, if you're in parts manufacturer and you need a tap and everything's standardized, you call up McMaster and you have it the next day. We call it McMaster and McMaster goes, "What are you talking about?"
I didn't know they made that.
Yeah. So I usually have to hunt down some small company in Wisconsin and talk to some old lady who's been doing it for 60 years and order it, and it comes in 3 weeks later. So there's a lot. It's a lot more complicated than people think. The big one.
A lot of people throw gunsmithing on the label and say, "Well, we do gunsmithing." Well, no, maybe you do parts installing and stuff. True gunsmithing is what you're talking about. Using the taps, drilling. You and I writing CNC code to flute barrels. All of this is that high level, more involved gunsmithing.
Yeah, I know of at least 3 gun shops in the local area that advertise themselves as doing gunsmithing. They have it on their signs outside their shops. They have it in their advertising online or in print. And every single one of those shops, when they say they do gunsmithing, what they mean is they put scopes on guns that come from the factory drilled and tapped.
Yeah.
Which means they bought the right part, screwed it onto the gun, bought another right part, screwed it onto that, put a scope into it, screwed it down. That's is something gunsmiths do, but it does not make you a gunsmith if that's all you do. So I think a lot of people, like you said, kind of misunderstanding what full gunsmithing is. A lot of it is knowing how firearms work. There's a lot of knowledge that goes into being able to look at something and say, this is probably what, because I mean, someone could bring in a gun in and they go, this is what's wrong with my gun. I could spend the next 6 hours trying to figure out what's wrong with it. I'm not going to be able to charge that customer $300 for those 6 hours of my time. So I have to be able to like figure that out in less time than that. So I have to know how firearms work so that I can save myself and the customer money and time.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of knowledge. Tools are vastly more expensive than they are for most other industries, and a lot of it we are kind of doing it on our fly on our own. So it's a lot more difficult than a lot of others. Even we get compared to mechanics a lot because we kind of do the same kind of thing. But you bring in a car that's 10 years old to a mechanic shop, they still make parts for that car. There's still a repair manual for that car. The company that made it is probably still in business. Most of those things are not true for older firearms. So it's very different than mechanic work, but it's what we get compared to the most.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Robbie's talking about a Bridgeport mill, and he's absolutely right. A Bridgeport mill's and a mill is just a part, and that's why a lot of gunsmiths, including myself, charge more for machine time than they do for bench time, is because those machines are not cheap, and like Mike said, they're $8,000 for a lathe that's a starter lathe.
The best out there.
Yeah. So I mean, it racks up fast, and then on top of that, you're paying all the regular business bills. You're paying for the internet and the electric and the water and the rent. So it adds up a lot faster than people think. I get people all the time. They're like, "Why is your rate so high?" Compared to everybody else around here, I'm actually not that bad.
Yeah, no, definitely not. That's good. I think that's great information, and people should, look into that when they're, or at least understand that when they're going to get something fixed, that it's not, not going to be super cheap or whatever. So,
they used to say in gunsmithing school, there's three things: there's fast, there's cheap, and there's done right. You can only pick two of them.
Sure.
My favorite, Glenn, the reason why gunsmiths are so expensive, which they're not really so expensive, but when someone comes in with a box of parts and because they tried to do it themselves and they drop the box off and say, "Can you please gunsmith this for me, please?" that's when gunsmiths are worth their weight in gold.
Sure.
The box or bag of gun.
Yeah.
That, I have to say, also brings back to something that I experience on a almost daily basis. Going to big box stores where they have gun techs and gunsmiths, etc., very often those people are hired with very little experience and are expected to learn on the job. So I'm not saying they don't know what they're doing. I'm not saying that they're bad at their jobs, because they're not. I know a lot of really great guys, that's how they started their careers.
That's how I started my career.
But at the same time, you want someone with experience when it comes to a firearm.
Yeah.
Yeah, those gun techs are, they can put a scope on and stuff like that. They're not gunsmiths.
Right, and when you bring them a bag of parts, they are going to put it together by the best to their ability.
Yeah.
Well, Leah, I got something awesome for you tonight for Leah Wrapped. So let's move right on to that. So I got you all set up there. and let us know when you're ready.
I am. What did I just do? Sorry, I X'd out of it and then lost it. Not forever, just for the moment. There it is. Okay. All right. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep it on. Listen to the shit because we kick it until dawn. Listen to the abstract. Got it going on. Listen to the ladies. Come on and let me spawn. All your eggs, then you go up the river. Listen to the abstract, that freaky American of African descent. I'm ad rock, and I shock, and I tick, and I talk. And I can't stop with the body rock. I know this song. See, I've got heart like John Starks. Hitting mad sparks. Pass me the mic, and I'll be rocking the whole part. I'm the M to the C to the A, and it's a must. The rhymes that we bust on the topic on less. And my mom's is not but, with 2 T's, but fuck it. Let me get down to the rhythm. Yes, I'm getting funky, and I'm shooting all my, oh my God, my jism. Like John Holmes, the X-rated American of African descent. Listen to the shit, because I'm the ill figure. No one's getting bigger than, or nobody's getting bigger, any bigger than this.
Who is it?
Don't look, Glenn.
She knew the song, so I'm asking her to tell me who it is.
I'm not telling you.
I know this song.
This is classic.
Classic?
Can't stop with
It doesn't help me. Saying the words again doesn't help me. Busta Rhymes?
That was last time.
Yeah.
Was it last time?
Pick another rapper.
Beastie Boys.
Oh, wow.
What?
Can we give him a little bit of a hint like that?
He guessed.
It's not. Oh.
Well, no, I read it off there.
Get it together. See what's happening.
You need to spend a little more time with my mother.
Your mom listens to Beastie Boys?
Time with your mother.
That's my mom's drive to work music.
Beastie Boys?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
I know why your mom likes me so much now.
She says it gets her in the mood to deal with assholes all day.
I think Robbie likes Beastie Boys.
Yes.
Who doesn't like Beastie Boys?
Yeah, you gotta like Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Boys.
All right, Leah, what you got for news this week?
So, and I know not all of you are New Yorkers, so not everyone may have heard this, but the New York State government is incredibly corrupt.
Yeah.
No, come on.
The state facts
Come on.
prove.
It's not like they're going to jail or anything.
So our former assembly speaker, Sheldon Silver, who looks like a criminal. I'm sorry, the guy's face, he looks like a criminal.
He definitely looks like straight criminal.
He was sentenced yesterday, and they basically, for corruption, for a bunch of different corruption charges. Basically, he made a whole bunch of money as a lawyer. Millions. Well, as a lawyer, well, he was also an assemblyman.
Like $4 million on one deal.
Yes. Getting people to hire him as a lawyer while he was also an assemblyman.
Well, people, like companies hired him to consult on their projects and then would have a bill passed that they needed passed to get their project done.
Right. And Sheldon Silver is actually one of 2 New York State politicians who's in very hot water right now, but the court that he was in for his sentencing basically threw the book at him. They made an example of him. He is going to prison for 12 years, and he has to pay about $5 million in restitution. He is dying of cancer. He's definitely not going to survive his prison sentence.
Yay.
But I think it's an interesting story because in New York State, and honestly I don't know a lot about other states, but New York State, the government is very corrupt. It really is. It's very obvious. Our governor is, Our governor needs to go to prison for 12 years and pay $5.
Could you imagine Cuomo as Hillary's running mate?
Oh.
Oh
If,
my God.
if Cuomo gets sentenced to prison, all 3 people responsible for the SAFE Act will be sentenced to prison.
And that's a good. And the thing is, Governor Cuomo talks often and loudly about how he wants to root out corruption. But I believe, and I think this is something that was reflected with the whole Chris Christie bridge debacle, the atmosphere that you create within your workplace, whether it's a governmental office or, anywhere, is your employees are going to reflect that back on you. So clearly, Governor Cuomo is not so much of a stickler for the rules as he pretends to be when cameras are on him. And I think Sheldon Silver and what's his name and his son also being convicted for like serious stuff. Sheldon Silver, he gave jobs to like all of his mistresses in the government. Like, he's a bad guy. And I think that's an atmosphere that was created by Governor Cuomo just being like, do whatever you want because I'm Andrew Cuomo and my father was Mario Cuomo and New York is our place and we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yep.
And it comes down to, even in little teeny tiny Rochester, our politicians are super corrupt. Our mayor got in kind of a lot of trouble for hiring her uncle and then giving him a fancy-ass car for him to drive around drunk in.
Yep.
It's systemic, and I think this is a nice move forward to combating that, I guess, because the judge really did make an example of him.
Robbie gun channels, man.
And some good karma.
But yes, our politicians definitely take envelopes filled with money. So if you have money, you're in. So yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, that came. What was that? A couple days ago, it came out.
Dropped on Wednesday.
I think he was sentenced yesterday, but it's been an ongoing story. He was arrested, and the funny thing is,
he gets to keep his pension.
He gets to keep his pension. So if you're a Rochester Police Department employee or a local town hall still a government employee, and you are convicted of any crime, a misdemeanor, a felony, you lose your pension. But if you're an assemblyman bilking people out of millions of dollars for your own benefit, you get to keep your big fat $170,000 a year pension.
Wow, that's ridiculous. He probably gets to go to like white collar.
Oh, he's going to a nice prison.
Yeah.
He's going to Martha Stewart prison, definitely.
A hotel.
But he gets to go to prison with terrible, terrible cancer and a bunch of other horrible things. So at least there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
I imagine prostate cancer in prison is not enjoyable.
Well, if he was going to a federal pound me in the ass prison, maybe.
Oh.
Unintended.
Yeah.
Well, that's my story.
Well, that's good. Hopefully we see more out of Cuomo and the rest of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't have a lot of faith for Cuomo, but this Preet Bharara, who is the U.S. attorney prosecuting him, I'm a huge fan of.
He's been on a war path. He's
I am
arrested.
too, but I thought there were plans for him to indict Cuomo.
Well, there was a commission that Cuomo set up to investigate corrupt politicians. That once it started investigating his staff, he shut it down.
Yep.
And there's been rumors that there's stuff going on. They're going to indict Cuomo, this and that. It'd be really nice if they did because he's a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
And like, not to like be that guy, but when Cuomo's up on stage surrounded by like 6 other greasy Italian guys in like in shiny blue suits, he looks like a criminal.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a criminal. His father was a criminal. It's systemic. It's part of our government, and so everyone just expects it, so it's okay.
But they keep re-electing him.
Because people don't pay attention.
Yeah. People in New York City don't pay attention to that.
They see the word incumbent on their ballot, and they just go, "Oh, okay, check mark."
That's why Hillary Clinton's going to get elected.
Did you see the New York State cop, the top cop, resigned?
No.
Which one?
The guy in charge of the New York State Police.
Oh, New York State Police. I thought you were saying.
Yeah, the superintendent of the New York State Police, who had a big thing with the SAFE Act.
Oh wow.
56-year-old, he had to resign. Don't know really why.
No.
Probably something terrible.
Yeah.
Panama Papers.
No, that's why the president of Iceland resigned.
I know.
So tonight we don't have Andy's normal prepping segment. Tonight we have a special segment called Andy's List.
Yeah, I
It's like
that.
Angie's List.
Angie's list.
Andy's
Craig's
list.
Everybody's list.
Yeah. So Andy, take it away.
Well, tonight we were talking at the shop about your top 5 favorite movies from the 80s, 90s era. I think I looked at mine, and mine were all from the 80s. But, I mean, there are so many good movies from the 80s and 90s era. How do you want to do it? You want me to go through mine, or who do you want to start with?
I've got my list ready to go.
Yeah, everybody does their full list. We'll do it like we did last week's thing.
Cool.
10
Who's going
pounds
first?
of flour and chickens, you mean?
Oh, Andy, you go first.
You can't have chicken in the movie, Leah.
No, and not 10 pounds of flour.
All right, here's my list. My first one, 1985, The Breakfast Club.
Ah, that's a good one.
Little
So
Molly
good.
Ringwald, Emilio Estevez.
That is also on my list.
It's a fucking classic.
Amazing.
My second one, I cannot change the channel when it comes on. Actually, for just about all these, I can't change the channel. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome
Ooh.
with Tina Turner and Master Blaster.
I love Tina Turner.
She was great in that movie. It was awesome. That was also 1985. 1985 was an awesome year for movies.
That was Whitney Houston.
The same.
My third one, which I watch with my kids whenever it's on, is The Goonies.
That's a good one.
One.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Oh my God.
Hey, Mikey, gotta go to the bathroom?
The best Corey Feldman movie that he ever made. He was kind of a dork. Number 4 was 1983 War Games.
Nope.
I don't think I saw it.
No?
No.
War Games? Shall we play a game?
War
Yeah.
Games is
The one
right up
with-
my alley. You should watch
With
it.
Matthew Broderick. Oh, it's the
That's
best.
good.
It's like computers just coming in. They had like an 1800 baud modem, and they almost killed the whole world. It was awesome.
Accidentally hacked like the nuclear system.
And my top favorite movie from the 80s, 1984, Red Dawn.
It's also on my list.
Him
OG
too.
Red Dawn was good.
Red Dawn, awesome. Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Leah Thompson. Awesome.
My list. Stop stealing them.
Any of yours.
That's right. Don't.
That was my top 5.
That's a good list.
Okay.
Not a bad movie on there. Who's next?
Leah?
Me?
Sure.
All right.
Chick flicks. Let's go.
I am going to preface this by saying I am the baby of the group, and I was a toddler for all of the years of the 80s that I was alive. So, I do love anything that John Hughes has ever made. But my list is predominantly 90s. And when I say predominantly, I mean it's all 90s.
1999.
Yeah. So my thought with this was movies that are when they're on TV, I never turn off. The first one is Sarah Jessica Parker's greatest work, as well as Bette Midler's Hocus Pocus.
Love that movie.
That was 1993. I don't care what time of year it is. I will watch Hocus Pocus all the way through. My little sister's cat is actually named Binks. That is the amount of love I have for this movie.
It's a great movie.
The second one is a movie that I think I tortured my parents with a lot, and that is Aladdin.
Oh, good one.
Right?
Yeah.
The next one is 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh, epic.
So good.
It's a great movie.
So good. The next one is not so good, but it holds a very important place in my childhood, and that's Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
Oh, yes.
the movie with Christy Swanson, and it was great. And then the fifth one.
Did you like the TV show?
Are you kidding me?
No.
Let's talk about the TV show and spend the rest of the next 6 hours talking about it.
Awesome. I loved it.
Anytime you want to talk about that, I'm in.
Did you like Angel?
I liked Angel at the beginning. I thought it went a little off the rails at the end.
Yeah, Spike was kind of overboard.
It lost me at the end when she turns into like the weird goddess lady. It lost me. And then
what's your last one?
The last one, I was too young to watch during the 90s, but I've discovered it since then, and if it's on TV, I'm never going to turn it off, and that's Empire Records.
Oh,
That's a good movie.
That's a really good movie. She shaves her head, pulls out Renee Zellweger. Like, you can't go wrong with that movie. That's my list.
Cool.
Good.
All right,
It's
Erica,
a
what do
different
you?
list. It's good.
okay. I swapped a little bit of mine because Andy stole 2 of mine, so I didn't want to do repeats. I
You
also
can have the same. It's okay.
Yeah, but I kind of there were 2 other ones that were really close, so I didn't want to repeat. I didn't want to. You also had Breakfast Club and The Goonies, which I agree with. But to begin, I'd like to say Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yes.
That is my go-to movie when I am sick. I watch that and it makes me feel better. Okay, that was excellent.
I heard they're gonna do a new one.
Keanu Reeves in that. That was just love that. The next one, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes.
Great movie.
86.
Definitely a good one.
Yep, love that.
Yes. Who didn't want to be him?
1984. Okay. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Na-na-na-na-na. Ghostbusters. Yeah.
Great.
Stay Puff. Hello.
Yeah, good movie.
Good stuff.
movie.
I'm actually super excited for the remake of that.
Then my next 2, we have Gremlins.
Yep.
Ooh, Gremlins was excellent.
Don't feed them after midnight.
No, don't get them
it's
wet.
bad. Don't get them wet. And then my top favorite movie, Beetlejuice. Michael Keaton.
Beetlejuice!
Yeah,
Love that
good movie.
movie. Yeah.
That's another one they're updating, making another one of.
Michael Keaton's brother is from Rochester.
Really?
Really?
Updating Beetlejuice?
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Watch that.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's brother's from Rochester, and he's a member of Monroe Golf Club, and he used to come golf. We'd
Did he
see him out there golfing.
It's Michael Keaton's brother. Yeah, Beetlejuice 2. Michael Keaton is returning,
No.
Okay.
but
What's the year? Next year? This year?
hang on. Apparently they're also making a Gremlins reboot too.
Oh.
You don't actually have to be creative anymore. You just remake really good movies into shit.
Bill and Ted 3 is coming.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's coming.
All right, Glenn, what do you got for your list?
So 4 and 5, I had Red Dawn and Breakfast Club as well because they're amazing. And then number 3, 1997's Starship Troopers.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
Excellent.
Good.
Every Marine likes that one.
Oh yeah. And then 1994, I had Shawshank Redemption.
Ooh. That was heavy. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite movies though. And then my favorite one, 1980's Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, Mike.
So I'm a true child of the 80s, I suppose. I was, like you, born in 81, so mine are mostly from the 80s. These are movies I totally remember just, you watch on TV with your dad, and these are all movies that, like, if they were on TV, I'd put them on and can't stop watching them. So I actually have 6 because I have a runner-up. These aren't in any particular order at all. So 1986, Short Circuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny Five.
Johnny Five's alive.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorite movies. 1984's Police Academy.
I swear our son is the guy with the voices.
Yeah, the dude. Alex can do some voices and some sounds. Next up, 1980s airplane.
Oh,
Yeah. What's your vector, Victor?
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
surely don't feel like
that brings me back. 19.
Wait, what did that nun say? I speak jive.
Dive?
I speak jive. Listen, you.
That's a great movie.
That's good. All right. And, because I do have a top one in here, I'm gonna skip. These last two are definitely very close and to my top. So 1984's Beverly Hills Cop.
That's
The
good.
original Beverly Hills Cop.
That's a good one.
And probably my top, 1989's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I remember seeing that in the theater.
Yeah.
That was epic.
Because you had Sean Connery, you had Harrison Ford, you had young Indiana Jones in it, you had the tank scene. It was just all around a good movie.
It was
And
good.
the bad Germans.
What was your runner-up?
My runner-up was Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 1988.
Oh, I love Who Framed. I take it back. I love Jessica Rabbit.
Yes.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
I nominate Jessica Rabbit to do 22 push-ups.
I second that. Oh, that's good. All right, so that's a good segment. That's Andy's list. Andy's list.
Andy's list. We definitely need music, Mike.
Yeah, we do.
Robbie called us out on gun channels for forgetting Blade Runner.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Blade Runner. It's on Netflix right now. I was gonna go back and watch it because I can't remember what happened in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
another
definitely-
good Harrison Ford movie.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep. All right, Glenn. Oh no, wait. Let me thank our sponsors real quick. X8 Tactical, sticknoevil.com, and make sure to use code CRASHANDBURN for 15% off at Clean Snatch Soap. Check them out. Support them. They support us. Glenn, news topic.
So I don't usually do a news topic, but I saw a really interesting article on CNN, and it's a little short article. But there was some guys. I don't know, a few years ago, if you guys remember, a guy did a book where he went around the country photographing American gun owners.
I have never shot a gun in a mini skirt and high heels. That girl is full of shit.
Anyway, so a few years ago, a guy did this, and a German photographer wanted to kind of replicate this with German gun owners. And it's just a little. So CNN did an article on him. He did a whole photo shoot where he photographed the firearms, the owners, and all kinds of stuff for German gun owners. But it's a really interesting little article. They talk about. So there's 5.5 million legally owned firearms in Germany, and every single one of them is registered with the government, and they have crazy rules about all of them and how they can be stored, how they can be used, and everything. But the article kind of goes into talking about how a lot of German gun owners are very envious of the United States, and how they would like to be regulated and kind of treated the way that gun owners in the U.S. are. And how hard it was for him to get gun owners to kind of allow him to photograph them because they're so stigmatized in German society that they don't even want to admit that they're a gun owner. Which I thought was kind of interesting. I mean, 5.5 million, that's a lot of firearms.
It's a lot.
And you got to realize Germany's a much smaller country than the U.S., so that's still a lot of firearms. They said that it's the was it the fourth largest in Europe, or the fourth highest gun ownership of any country in the world.
Wow.
So that they're up there in the list, but they said that most of these firearms owners don't even want to be publicly known as a gun owner because they're so stigmatized in the media and generally in culture, because just there's no positive reinforcement for firearms at all in their culture. And I kind of thought it was interesting, kind of an idea of almost where we could end up if we don't stick by our guns. Pun intended. But it was a kind of an interesting view of another country's gun culture, because we kind of think of guns as kind of an American thing, but there are other countries that own firearms. But it was just an interesting view, and they were talking about most of these gun owners are very similar to U.S. gun owners, but they're more closeted about it because of the kind of the culture of Germany. So it's kind of an interesting little article to read.
That's cool. That's cool. Why don't you? Can you post a link in Gun Channel so people can read it and check it out?
Yeah, I just put it up there.
Okay, cool.
But I mean, the pictures are okay, but it's just more interesting to read about their experience and trying to get talk to these people.
Sure. Let's see what's up next. Tech Corner. All right, I got a quick one for Tech Corner tonight. Found this article on The Verge, and it's actually quite interesting, and it halfway hits home because I dealt with this a little bit with my car. So Tesla is selling a car with upgradable battery, and I use upgradable in quotes here. So basically, the Model S S70 includes a 70 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is good for about 240 miles. For $3,000 more, there's the S75, which is a 75 kilowatt hour battery that gives an additional 19 miles and extra 5 kilowatts of energy storage. However, both models use the exact same battery for logistics and for manufacturing. So it's odd, and basically what they're saying in this article and sort of causes you to start thinking about this is that we have in-app purchases on our phones. We now are going to have we're entering into an era of in-car purchases. So to give you a backstory of what I dealt with my car is with BMW. For instance, if you bought a brand new BMW and you didn't get satellite radio, you have to take it back to the dealer. They install a code for $500, like a code from Windows.
Beep boop boop.
Like a what's the name of it? Like the long code you put in for Windows, a product key, and that enables it. So, Volvo had the option to do that. Tesla you could unlock the semi-autonomous driving for $3,000. So basically we're entering into an era of this unlockable stuff in cars that we've seen in the software industry for quite some time. It's interesting. It makes some people uneasy because you're now shifting it from hardware to functionality. So, for instance, like I said, I had to buy this code. I retrofitted a newer radio into my BMW. I had to buy this code from Germany and have it stuck into mine to enable the feature.
It works nicely.
It works now, and it's good, but it's odd that the hardware has it, but I had to unlock it. You know what I mean?
That's interesting. Oh, echoey. I had the opposite problem. My car came with Sirius Radio installed, but I didn't buy Sirius Radio. But now, if I want to hit, mode 3 times to get to my phone, my iTunes, my auxiliary cable, I have to go past Sirius Radio, which I don't have, so it's just fuzz. And when I asked if I could have that removed, they were like, no, that just comes with your car. So it reminds me of like the programs that are downloaded onto your computer when you buy it that you can't delete.
Bloatware for your car.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're being run by computers now.
Right.
The more and more that all these cars have, I was driving in the road and passed me a new Honda, looked like a new Honda Accord, had cameras in the mirror, in the rear view mirrors. And I was like, holy shit, blind spot cameras.
That's smart.
When you put your signal light on, I bet the little screen shows you your blind spot.
That's pretty cool.
And, now all cars, was it 2015? All cars made after that have to have the rear view camera in?
Really?
The next 2 years, 2018 or something like that.
Yeah, that it's required from all brand new cars are required to, when you put it in reverse, it has to show the rear view camera.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
A reverse camera.
So
Can I get ludicrous mode in my Volkswagen?
Right. Well, it's funny. What they say in the article here is imagine buying a car and getting an email or a pop-up on your little screen that says you could gain another 100 horsepower by paying $5,000. Me?
Or you can go to the mall and go to the Croatia guys, and they'll hook it up for you.
But it's funny, me. No, I'd probably wait for the people to decrypt to hack it, and figure out a way to do it.
Well, I mean, guys used to hack Windows and Photoshop back in the day, so it's going to happen.
Yeah, but so now is there going to be a lawful incrimination of pirating your own car in enabling horsepower on your car that is now licensed by software and covered under like the Digital Media Copyright Act instead of simply putting a turbo on your car or something? Interesting, right?
Interesting.
My guess is they'll do it with like a patch, like you have to download extra software, so
Right.
no theft of that software.
Right. Well, the way mine worked with this Sirius radio is it basically is, if you guys know anything about like SSL certificates, like the encryption on your website, it was basically downloading a certificate and installing that signed certificate into my radio. And that's what the radio looks for, that certificate, in order to enable that feature. Interesting, right? I mean,
Right.
it definitely, my mind is thinking about all the ways that they're going to start arresting people for this,
That sounds like fun.
right? So that's cool. If you guys got any questions, shoot up some questions to us. I mean, like I said, any tech questions, anything you guys are interested in, let us know, and Andy and I'll try to help you out with that. So, Andy, you added a new topic in here, Reddit with Andy.
I didn't really have a news topic, and at the shop today, I was going through, which I don't recommend for anyone. I was going through Reddit, and I was going through the Reddit firearms community, and oh my god, the Reddit first of all, the Reddit community itself is a bunch of special people, and when you boil it down to the firearms community in Reddit, it's very, very special. So I picked 5 quick ones that I thought. Well, I told Glenn he should just go on Reddit and answer every single question for these people because they're. I don't want to say fucking morons, but Jesus Christ. Here are just 5 quick questions that I picked off. How big are you, and what do you conceal carry?
Wait,
Okay.
that's the whole question?
That's the question. How big are you, and what do you conceal carry?
All right, Glenn, go. How big are you, and what do you conceal carry?
I'm huge, and I carry a 1911.
Okay.
I'm not huge, and I can carry a 1911 too. I mean, what does it matter how big you are?
Well, people have it in their head that big guys can carry big guns easier. And, like, there is some truth to it, but they really overblow it.
Actually, sometimes when you're bigger, it's harder to carry some guns because of overflow.
Do you have a gut?
Yeah. So that was the first question. I'm like, all right. So here's another one. The HK416, why is it so special? Is it any different than an M4 or an AR-15?
I mean, it's an HK, and it's... I don't even want to get into that.
But they do. They want to get into it. And they're comparing it to a G36, and then I mean it goes in deep, Glenn. It goes deep.
How are the responses?
How are they?
Yeah, are the responses any better?
No. I mean, yeah, there are some good information in there, but I mean most of it is not. All right, here's the next one. I like this one. Mike, this one's for you. I'm pretty bad with a 40 Smith & Wesson, and I don't know why. That's it.
Maybe it's just bad at life.
That's that for me.
Well, you're the trainer.
You're the trainer.
Why is he bad with a 40 Smith & Wesson?
I don't know.
I shot a 22 long rifle pretty good.
Ow, my head.
I drive my Honda Civic great. Why am I so bad at driving a semi-truck?
All right, Glenn, here's one, Glenn. Is it normal for nickel-plated ammunition to be tarnished?
Nickel can tarnish. Doesn't tarnish as easily, but it can.
I've got some ammo 20 years ago, it said.
Okay.
And it's got some tarnish on it. Is it normal?
Oh my god. Yes, 20-year-old ammo tarnishes. That is normal. Oh my god.
Okay, here's my last one. Here's my last one. I saw a YouTube video of some Germans hitting some explosives before they put it in a tube. Is that normal?
Is that normal, Glenn?
It can be, but like it's
What
so
do you like?
vague.
Slap him
Like
for
it's
good
so
luck?
like it's so vague. I don't even know what they're talking about. Like there are explosives that work better when they're compressed.
No, in World War II, some mortars you had to hit the primer.
The old 40-millimeter mortar used
Yep.
to have it used to have a fuse that it would have to go off when it dropped. It wasn't super reliable, so guys would whack them first to set the fuse.
Oh my god!
You could also whack them on the ground and then throw them like a hand grenade, and they'd go off.
Holy shit!
They did it in Save It Private Ryan. At the very end, he's like when they're hitting them on like a metal plate and just throwing them at the tank. It's an old 40-millimeter mortar.
All right, that was fun with Reddit.
Fun with Reddit.
That was good.
I like it.
I liked it.
Oh, all right.
Actually, there are some good things on Reddit, but not really.
I mean, it's like the entire internet. Most of it's not.
All right, so we've got we don't have Grinds My Gears tonight.
I didn't have anything that made me angry.
So instead, we have Mad Libs with Erica.
Yay.
Who's doing it?
I was gonna ask, and I was just gonna have it kind of go round robin, round table. Just start with Mike, go Andy, Glenn, Leah, and just keep going until we're done.
Okay, let's do
Okay,
it.
this is a special
I gotta
Cinco,
remember all my verbs and adjectives. Damn
special Cinco de Mayo one. Okay, so please don't hold back, guys. Let's make this good. Okay.
We have
All
to
right.
do the whole thing in Spanish?
No. Okay, just
You put or hola.
okay. First one, Mike. Noun.
Mexican pizza.
Really? Okay. All right, Andy. Noun. Person, place, or thing.
Mexicans.
Andy.
Yeah, I got it. Urinal.
Glenn. Nouns.
Nouns, plural.
Yeah.
Bats. As in the wings.
Like-
Flappy, flappy. Got it.
Flappy,
Leah,
flappy.
Hand. I'm not gonna do this, I'm sorry.
It's just naming things in the room.
Verb.
Uh,
Verb. Not describes. Not person, place, or thing.
crunking.
Really?
Okay.
Okay.
Why is crunking anywhere in your head?
Verb. Stop looking at
Oh,
it.
sorry.
Verb. Andy. A verb is an action.
Yeah, or a state or occurrence. Penetrating.
Glenn. Noun.
Burrito.
Burrito.
Ooh, yeah. Keeping it.
Leah. Noun.
Balls.
Like the kind that you throw at each other, or the kind that dangle?
The dangly ones that men
Dangly.
throw at women.
Silly balls. The kind. What?
We should throw one at gun channels.
Okay. Gun channels. You guys are going to do the last one. Can you guys come up with a noun? Okay.
Okay, cool.
Down gun channels.
For while they're doing that, Mike. Noun.
Refried beans.
Okay. Andy, adjective.
Of course.
Describes.
Oh,
Moist.
can I describe what Glenn left in the bathroom today?
Whatever you
God.
want to.
God, Glenn!
It stank.
That
Yeah.
torpedoed me.
How can I describe that?
Melting?
Thick. Viscous.
Viscous. It was very viscous.
Is that what we're going with? We're going with viscous, Andy?
Viscous, yeah. Yes.
Like, you subject other people to that? I'm married to you, so I don't have a choice. For fuck's sake.
I
Glenn,
feel bad.
adjective.
Adjective.
Yes.
Moist.
Oh my god, anal tissue. Yep, winner. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner.
Leah, adjective.
Tissue.
Sticky.
Sticky. And Mike, last one for you, adjective.
Horny.
Mm.
And then what did we decide? What's
Anal tissue.
anal tissue?
By far the worst.
Thank you, Dave.
Yes.
Dave
All right.
Mann came up
Are
with
you
that one.
ready for your reading for your Cinco de Mayo Mad Libs?
Yes, let's hear it.
Cinco de Mayo Mad Libs.
Do you need some music for the background?
No, well,
okay.
if you do, it's very light. Let's make it
very
light.
light. Okay,
Very
let
light.
me
Do we
give
have
you some light
do
music.
we have some light, like?
Yeah.
Too loud. Lighter.
Yeah. Where's lighter? Oh, I like this. one.
see. Aya.
Ready? Here we go. It was Cinco de Mexican pizza. And we are having a grand fiesta. That means urinal in Spanish. It is my job to make bats and clean the hand. I love having parties because people are always crunking and penetrating.
At the same time?
I think so.
Don't get penetrated.
This one's good. My favorite thing to eat is burrito. Yum, yum. My favorite part of the night is when we get to break open a balls.
Nice.
The refried beans that spill out is so viscous.
Oh.
Okay. My best friend always gets moist when it's time to go home.
See.
When the party is over, it makes me sticky, even though I'm so horny. I just have to tell myself, there's always next anal tissue. And
Yay.
bio bad luck.
Yay.
Oh. Yay, grammar.
All right, so what do we have coming up for this weekend? It's Mother's Day on Sunday.
Sunday, good. That's good,
Yeah.
Mike. Good.
Yeah. I have to finish putting my car back together this weekend and taking Loki to get a haircut.
And his nails done.
Nails and his wings clipped on Saturday. So
We're going to a birthday party.
going to a birthday party. Cool. So what's everybody else doing? What do you guys got going on?
I am also getting a haircut. Maybe I'll get my nails clipped too, in the spirit of Loki.
You gotta build Loki a perk so he can come and hang at the shop.
Oh, he should go to the shop
Yeah.
all the time.
Yes. We should live there.
He could
Yeah.
talk to people, like people that won't stop talking.
He would just say,
We have a bleeding. We have a bleeding control class coming up the 11th at All Star Tactical.
We gotta get some tables for that. We'll post it on
EMS
social
TAC
media.
is doing it, and we're hosting it and helping with it.
Cool.
It's
Cost on that,
an
Andy?
evening. $40, I think.
It's
Super
good.
reasonable. Yeah.
Any
Going
experience
over.
class?
No, I
no
don't think so.
experience needed. Nope.
Cool. So that's all everything that's going on.
I'm getting a robot vacuum.
Yes.
Woo! That's
It's my
exciting.
Mother's Day present.
Odin's gonna kill
I am officiating a wedding this weekend.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's my first officiation of a wedding.
That's awesome.
When's that, Saturday or Sunday?
Online?
Saturday.
That's so
What, Leah?
exciting. Did you get your? What do you have to? I don't even know what you have to officiate a wedding.
I am official clergy of the Church of Spiritual Humanism.
Cool.
I opted for the deluxe package, so I got a certificate for the wall. And I got a card. And I can park clergy only at the hospital.
Shut up.
Can you wear a
Yeah.
cloak?
Cloak? No.
No.
Cossack.
I was thinking about wearing a fez.
Ooh. I like that.
But yeah, it's going to be a great time. Great wedding.
When is it? Saturday?
The wedding is Saturday. I wrote the whole thing out, and it's pretty good, actually. I was reading it to Glenn today. He was getting a little emotional.
Yeah, it was very.
Aw.
Glenn's an emotional guy. He made my nose bleed today.
Yeah. Glenn, what did I tell you about using your words?
Yeah. I got violent.
With who?
Like,
Oh. Well, it's not good.
sometimes he just needs to be slapped around to let him know his place.
Sometimes Glenn doesn't know where his body ends and other people begin. And he just lodges there.
That's good. All right, so follow us on Twitter at Crash and Burn TV. Follow the rest of us on our social media at Mike Santola, at Erica Santola, at Andy Dickinson, at Leah Knaprap, and at the Hipster Gunsmith. Check us all out. Make sure you guys hop onto Facebook. I know you're still listening. And request to join the Crash and Burn listeners. That's where we talk about the show. We post the replays. And like our page on there, too. So thank you again to our sponsors, sticknoevil.com, X8 Tactical, and use code Crash and Burn for 15% off Clean Snatch soap. We use it. It's fantastic.
It is. It's the best.
Snatch.
Snatch. So we'll catch you guys all next week. And thank you for being a part of the show. And we'll see you all next week. Bye.
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 Sayonara.
Adios. Oh, what's this? I don't want to watch the ad. Here, we'll go back to this music. Bye, everyone.